Hello there, Tarquin Farquhar III here from a long line of Farquhars dating back to Charlemagne. I have a high ancestral name. And I've been well educated, you know. I went to prep school, and then I went on to Eton, on to Oxford, Sandhurst. Now I work in the city, you know. I live in Surrey. The nice house, a beautiful wife called Pandora, and two lovely children, a pigeon pair. But, you know, life wasn't always good for me, you know. Prep school was okay, but when I went up to Eton, you know, I was bloody basically brutalised, to be honest. You know, there was a gentleman there. Well, he wasn't a gentleman then, but let's call him Flashman, of, you know, of notoriety. But, you know, I won't give you his real name, because he is, you know, a top man in society today, and he's a jolly good fellow now. But yes, well, when I was there, he basically brutalised me every day, you know. And I complained to certain people there, and they just said, you know, it's public school, take it on the bloody chin. Well, you know, after a long while, you know, I just got fed up with it all, you know. I was, you know, in a terrible state. So I went into town and I bought a choke chain, you know, what you put on dogs. I don't know if they sell them today, you know. A real strong one, you know. And I set my alarm early one morning, you know, and then I went along to Flashman's bed. I threw the choke chain round his neck. I dragged him to the toilets. Screaming he was. I dragged him to the toilets. I closed the door and I wrapped the bloody the choke chain around the handle inside. And I said to him, "You're never going to bloody brutalise me again." And he was choking there. My word, I must admit, he was bloody choking. I probably, you know, I probably would have killed him if he, you know, if he hadn't have submitted, you know. And I said, you know, submit and don't brutalise me again. He was hanging on there for ages and all the rest of it. But he realised in the end, you know, that I was serious, and he submitted. And I said, if it ever happens again that you brutalise me, you'll get the bloody same treatment. Well, it never happened again, did it? You know, he realised that, you know, that I was sincere and all the rest of it. Well, I met him not so long ago in Twickenham, and he thanked me for the experience. He said, you know, it put him on the straight and narrow and made a bit of a man of him, really. But I got another story as well, of, you know, similar sort of thing about justice, you know, because you can't always go to the judicial service, you know, because it costs you a lot of money, and then, you know, you don't always get justice, do you? You know, it may be the proper thing to do, but, you know, sometimes you have to take the law into your own hands. Well, you know, I went down my old local road club one night, and you know, I was at the bar drinking ale with one of our younger players, you know. Well, he wasn't that young, he was a front row player. Good boy, really, fantastic player, you know, plays for the county and everything, you know. And, you know, I told him my story, and, you know, and he said, well, I've got a similar story like that. You know, he's a rough old diamond, you know. He is definitely a diamond. He's well, he was a hod carrier, and then he became a bricklayer, you know. He was strong as an ox. Never needed to go training or anything like that, you know. Well, his training was bloody working, wasn't he? You know, salt of the earth, man. You know, you'd want him in your team if things were going wrong. Well, his sister got married. After about 6 months of being married, you know, she came round his house crying with a black eye. And of course he said, you know, what's happened? He said, well, my husband hit me. So he went straight round there, you know, and he gave him the gypsy's warning, and he said, if that ever happens again, I will come round and kick the shit out of you. I will definitely do that. So, you know, listen to me. You touch my sister again, he said, your life won't be worth living. Well, he said, about 6 months went past, and she came round again, and you know, she'd been brutalised and all the rest of it. So, you know, he said to her, "You're better off leaving it, blah, go round there." He went straight round there, kicked the door down. Well, he's a big old boy, you know, that's 6'2" and 18 stone. Went straight in, give the fellow one hell of a kicking. Wow, 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 you know. So, well, the fellow had to go to the hospital in the end, you know. Well, needless to say, the man got the bloody message, didn't he? He never bloody touched his bloody sister again. You know, well, I'm not advocating violence, you know, but sometimes it's a way out of a, you know, a tricky or a serious problem, you know. Now take this information how you want, you know. You might get in problems with the law, but, you know, what I did solved my problem, and what my friend did down the rugby club solved his sister's problem. Okay then, just some thoughts from Tarquin Farquhar III. I mean, you can ponder on it, you can try and rationalise upon it, but, you know, just think about it.